For countless years, people have used silver and gold as their primary currency. And over those years, some of it was lost, stashed, or otherwise taken and hidden from history. These are the stories of America's buried treasures in your neck of the woods. Today's treasure tale takes us to Mathews County, Virginia. We're keeping with the holiday spirit of Halloween. I'll tell you about a place where treasure lies, but the specters also searching for it do many things but sit around. In Virginia, by Chesapeake Bay, sits the little town of Diggin in Mathews County, Virginia. Just outside of town is an area some 50 acres of dense tall pine trees and thick underbrush, rumored to be the most haunted woods in America. From ghost pirates looking to recover Lord Dunmar's loot that had been cached while he was the last colonial governor of Virginia before the Revolution that changed America forever, to a treasure ship of King Charles II that's rumored to have sank up White Creek in 1651. These woods have been occupied and traversed by white men since our arrival. This area was also used for thousands of years before that by the Native Americans. Old House Woods, as it became known as, got its name from a place called the Franny Night House. It was said to have been an old colonial building from the late 1700s that was built in the middle of a dense pine forest. The building was said to have been haunted and full of angry spirits. After it was abandoned, witnesses said at one point the house spontaneously burst into flames, but the spectators were even more surprised when just a moment later the fire extinguished itself. Years later, the Franny Night House caught fire again and burnt to the ground, with the forest slowly reclaiming the foundation and any other remnants of its location. It's unknown what the Franny Night House was used for, but the 50-acre forest was known for many a theft and murders. It's thought many caches of gold and silver are hidden in these woods from settlers who might have hidden their wealth before passing through a well-known outlaw's hotspot, to the highwaymen holding up their victims and cashing their ill-gotten gain to prevent being caught with the evidence. They could always dig up and retrieve a few coins as needed, and rebury the rest for a rainy day. While there are many accounts of a spectral pirate ghost ship, one story states that in the late 1800s, a man named Ben Farabee was fishing at the mouth of White Creek. Farabee stated that a spectral three-mast galleon, complete with lit lanterns along its deck, and ghostly pirates looking into Old House Woods for something. The ship was coming directly at Farabee's boat, but Ben's calls to the ship went without reply. Just before impact, Farabee said the galleon rose out of the water and floated above him and over, coming to rest above the trees of Old House Woods. From there, Ben said rope ladders were dropped over the sides. The spectral men began descending into the forest below with shovels and picks, where it's thought they are looking for Lord Dunmar's golden cache, rumored to have been hidden in the area. In 1651, King Charles II of England was said to have sent a treasure ship to the colonies so he could live comfortably in exile from England. This ship was sent from England with intention of landing in Jamestown. Near the end of its crossing, the ship was hit by a storm. It's thought that the ship was blown and landed somewhere up White Creek, where the ship was attacked by the bandits and highwaymen of Old House Woods. All aboard the ship were brutally killed, and the ship's treasure was moved and hidden deep into the woods. All of those who know where the hoard was hidden reportedly died before it could be retrieved. Some were caught shortly after the crime and others, attempting to take the ship to port and try to sell it for a profit, simply vanished. The ship never reached port and never reported again reaching any other port, here or abroad. Did the inexperienced sailors/bandits sink without a trace before reaching port? Or did they sail off to some other destination where they could change their names and recreate themselves? Another story claims that in 1781, at the Battle of Yorktown, General Charles Cornwallis retreated with a fortune in gold. With the colonialists moving in, the general ordered a couple of soldiers to hide the valuables in a dense patch of woods, thought to be Old House Woods. These soldiers were captured soon after and arrested, never speaking of the treasure again. And last, if you're interested in this story because of the supernatural aspect instead of the treasure, check this out. You can find all kinds of paranormal videos of Old House Woods on YouTube. But one story I read talked about a couple of separate accounts of people encountering skeletons dressed in old knights' armor, asking passerbys questions about where they are. In 1926, Jesse Hudgens, a man that lived in the area, reported that while traveling through the woods, he was approached by a group of strangers carrying lanterns. Hudgens said that as they approached, he first noticed that they were all wearing old-time suits of chainmail armor and medieval weapons. As they approached, the darkness within the hoods gave way to bone and teeth, exposing the skull of a man gazing out. One of these skeletal medieval tanks drew an old large sword and began waving it at Mr. Hudgens, to which Jesse said he turned and ran for his life. Another account of a run-in with a skeletal knight occurred years later. While traveling through Old House Woods one night, a man reported that his car broke down. He pulled over to the side of the road and popped the hood to see if he could find the problem. While looking under the hood, he noticed someone walking up towards him from the darkness. As he turned to greet the stranger, he said he instantly became terrified as a suit of armor and its skeletal occupant walked right up to him, asking, "Is this the King's Highway? I've lost my ship." The man turned tail and ran, leaving his car on the side of the road. People aren't the only ghosts reported, from black ghost horses that try to trample the living, to specter crows said to cackle and screech from the dense treetops above, as though calling out to the dead. Wild black ghost dogs are said to chase the living from the property. And if that's not enough to keep the curious away, reports of ghostly headless cows are sure to do the trick. I've read that the dense forest of 50 acres known as Old House Woods is now private property, so you need to get the owner's permission to search. But with so many stories of buried treasure in a relatively small area, it could make it worth the trouble to ask. Who knows what kind of historical relics and coin could be found. Just remember, you're never alone in the woods. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a happy Halloween. Good luck, happy hunting, keep on digging it.
Please like, subscribe, and share with a friend. Hit that notification button to follow me on YouTube. Thanks for stopping in. Hope you enjoyed. Good luck, happy hunting, keep on digging it. For even more to explore, check out